Hello, my adorable little bunny rabbit. How are you doing today? Good. I have something that reminds me of you. It's not a bunny rabbit, but it's adorable. Throwback. I miss this thing. Also, one of my dogs chewed the finger off. Can you see that? A little bit. This one right here. Let's give a hand. Let's give a hand to this little guy. Oh, yay! I had to say it. All right, let's get going. 23 female, met my boyfriend's 25 male work wife for the first time, and I'm devastated. Can we just get rid of that term, please? No, you have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever it is. It's just don't do that. Is he calling? Whatever. I'm gonna stop. Also, I got my nails done by myself. These are press-ons from Amazon. They were like $15, like the whole set, the nail glue and everything. What do you guys think? I also filed them down. They were square before, and I filed them and did them. They're kind of uneven, but I think if I move them like that really fast, then they look okay, right? Anyway, I have been with my boyfriend for 5 years now, and he's been at his current job for a few years. We will call him Jake. I've never met any of his coworkers until last night, but there's one in particular who we will call Amy. Oh no. Amy's the work wife. Oh crap, sorry to all the Amy's out there. He sometimes does favors for her, fixing her car, going to her house to fix stuff around her house, etc. No, full stop, period, leave. Okay. I'm just tired. I think I'm just tired of reading these Reddit things. It's like, I don't know. The red flag was like wrapped around my face, suffocating me, and I just didn't know what to do. Sorry, I'm judging way too fast. Let's keep going. And I was never really concerned because he told me all his coworkers are a lot older than him. Okay, sorry. Jumping to all the conclusions. Maybe you think she's like 50 or something. However, one night while he was asleep, his guy friend kept blowing up his phone. So I answered it to let him know that Jake was sleeping, and so was I. So please stop calling. Anyways, before I put the phone down, I noticed 5 unread text notifications from Amy. I guess some of the spam notifications were from her. One of them said, "Great Jake, now everyone thinks we are fucking." And Amy wants that. Amy likes that for sure. Oh, with a laugh emoji. We'll call this girl OP Sadie. Okay, I feel bad, so bad for Sadie. This really concerned me. So the next day after Jake got home from work, I asked about it. He said that both him and Amy were late for work that morning, so everyone probably assumed that, and it was just a joke. I thought it was a weirdly unprofessional joke and expressed my discomfort. He invited me to the bar with him and his coworkers that night so I could meet her and see it was nothing to worry about. Fair, you know, maybe this Amy definitely wants it, but maybe Jake is just, you know, not privy to this or something. Maybe he's just a stupid man. We'll see. It did not soothe my nerves at all. Turns out Amy is not a lot older than him. She's only 3 years older and super pretty. Damn it. I feel like all Amy's are like ridiculously pretty, you know? Same as Sadie though. I like the name Sadie. The entire night she was all over him, touching him, leaning on him. Oh, you see, she wants him. Putting his arm around him and even kissed him on the cheek, and he acted like it was normal. Okay. They were constantly teasing each other in that middle schooler who doesn't know how to properly flirt yet kind of way. Disgusting. Sorry, I just feel so bad for Sadie right now. She told me all about how she loves him like a brother. I'll tell us all this time. And also told me she's had sexual relations with half of their other coworkers. Oh, she's trying to get under your skin. She got a knife out and just went to your skin. And that she got the next morning off work because she sent a coworker nudes to get him to cover for her. Wow. Okay, Amy. Later on, she started crying and sobbing at the bar, actual tears, because she's so lonely and wants someone to love her. And my boyfriend ended up having to comfort her. I knew this immediately. After that text, now everyone thinks we're fucking. I knew it. My spidey senses were tingling. I'm just unsure what to do or say. Just tell your boyfriend to, I don't know, open his in working eyes and his ears. Like, he has to be an idiot not to see that she's in love with him. Unless he's in love with her too, then he's just choosing to be a lying, ignorant asshole. I'm sorry, I'm so frustrated. this got off to a bad start. My boyfriend kept acting like this was normal, that he wasn't doing anything wrong by entertaining this behavior. I can't ask him to cut her off. They're on the same unit and they have to work together. I literally do not know what to do about this, but I'm just disgusted knowing this has been going on these years that he's worked with her. How can I set boundaries when they're forced to be around each other all the time at work? Damn. This is, I mean, maybe, yeah, he's pleading ignorant or whatever. Okay, Jake. I bet you're Jake. Sorry if your name's Jake. This would be very hard because, like, you don't want to tell him to leave his job necessarily. Do they have HR at this job? I don't like this. I don't like this. I would be honest. I would say that whole encounter made me super uncomfortable, made me even more uncomfortable knowing that that's been probably going on for years and it has never been mentioned. And you just be like, I am not comfortable with this situation. So ask him what he thinks should happen. If that's the case, I don't know. You guys need to talk it out, to figure it out, draw boundaries at least. Be like, I'm not comfortable with you hanging out outside of work, like helping her out at her house and all that. I feel like that's very fair. I'm not comfortable with you like texting her in that friendly manner and going to visit her. I feel like that's bottom of the barrel thing to ask. But other than that, I'm not sure. He needs to create boundaries. Otherwise, you can just leave. Just walk away. But yeah, let's see what the comments say. Your BF cares for his work wife. I just hate that term more than you. Agreed. Oh my God. The way they acted, touched in front of you and your boyfriend sees nothing wrong. I think you have underreacted. Ask the question, is he worth it? Yeah, absolutely. Like if I knew that was probably going on behind the scenes for years, I'd be icked the fuck out. OP commented back to that saying, I was just kind of in shock because they did it so blatantly and everyone else was acting like it was normal. She was also super touchy with me and even kissed me on the cheek and hugged me a lot despite being our first time meeting. And maybe she's really touchy and she's very comfortable with herself and all that. Fine. That's fine. So I struggled with wondering if this is just how she is as a person. I know some people are just very touchy and physically affectionate, and I guess that just made me worried I was being paranoid. I don't want to seem like the crazy girlfriend. You can still have those boundaries even though somebody is a touchy person. You don't need to be comfortable with that. That's totally fine if you're not comfortable with that. Yeah, you know? Another comment says, your gut is working. None of that is normal coworker behavior, and it's okay to be disturbed. One small step, calmly tell him you need a firm boundary like no touching, kisses, no outside of work favors, and see if he actually respects that. OP said, thank you. I will try that and see if he respects it or not. Most people are telling me to just leave, but a part of me finds it really difficult to end a long-term relationship without at least attempting to talk out the issue with him. I agree with that. It's easy for Reddit people to be like, fucking leave him, dude. Burn all his clothes, burn his house down. But then we have an update. So let's read that. So to start this off, I have to apologize for not updating sooner. It's been a while and I'm not sure if you guys will even remember me or my post, lol. A lot has happened and I've just been overwhelmed. I want to say thank you to everyone who gave advice. The original post got over 2 million views, so there were tons of comments and I read them all, even if I didn't respond. I did not expect it to blow up like that. Before I give the update, I want to give some clarifications about frequently asked questions on the original post. One, my boyfriend told me that all his coworkers were a lot older than him, but that was when we were discussing other coworkers months prior, so I understand why he didn't happen to mention the one exception, Amy, since she wasn't on topic. He was making a generalization to make you feel better so he can get away with his nasty little shit. So update time. I did end up talking to Jake. I struggled finding a good time to bring it up because we ended up being invited on a spontaneous trip with our friends shortly after I made the post. But I ended up talking to him when we had a moment alone at the hotel. I explained how those behaviors made me feel, and he told me he wanted to discuss this but wasn't sure how to bring it up either since we didn't talk about it when it happened. I was so emotionally defeated the night we got home from the bar that I went to sleep without a word. Anyways, Jake told me that he was also completely caught off guard by how Amy was acting at the bar. And maybe she was just doing that thing just to make you jealous, just like that God, I know this person. Just like needs to be the center of attention, needs to have all the male gaze on her. He said that while she did make odd comments every now and then, she had never physically done anything until that night. And he let their other female coworker know he was uncomfortable with how Amy acted at the bar. And she agreed and said she would not schedule him with Amy anymore since she manages the schedule. That's good, Jake. Okay, I didn't have a lot of faith in you, but you're changing my mind right now. I mentioned in my last post that Amy was constantly boasting about sleeping with a bunch of men and sending the pictures or whatever. I interpreted this as she's trying to tell him he's down to do anything with anyone, including him. She's telling telling him she's interested. She's telling him she likes having sex. Jake, however, interpreted the flirty comments as her personality because she was that way with everyone, and interpreted she sleeps with a bunch of men, boasting as, I'm not interested in you personally though, which is why he didn't find it odd. Just dumb guy shit. What the fuck? Girls are just more perceptive about that stuff, I guess. You know how when you start talking to someone of the opposite sex, they'll casually slip in a mention of their girlfriend/boyfriend as a way to let you know they're already taken and are only interacting with you platonically? Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, sweetheart. He thought it was like that, and that was why she kept mentioning whoever she was seeing at the time. Okay. Fine, whatever, fair, I'll let it slide, Jake. During our conversation, Jake reassured me that he loves me and only wants me. He apologized for not resolving this sooner, and that he just felt super awkward at the bar when he realized what she was doing and he didn't know how to react. He mentioned that he would never do anything with Amy, or anyone like Amy, and that he found her promiscuity and emotional instability to be unattractive. He believed that the reason she suddenly started being so handsy with him that night at the bar was because I was there. Yes, Jake, you're understanding, Jake. Yes, huzzah! And that must have made her lash out, but he promised it had never happened before that. I guess he did mention like, hey, I'm going over to Amy's house to do this and this, but like, why not mention that she's young and hot and all that stuff, whatever. After this conversation and him showing me the text from his coworkers stating he won't be scheduled with Amy anymore, I felt a lot better. What about the text that he might have deleted? Oh, I still have that feeling now. Until, Jake told me he wanted to talk one day. Oh, he said that even though he wasn't scheduled on the same shifts as Amy anymore, she started switching shifts with people to work with him. Yeah, see, Amy wants to do the devil's tango with Jake. I know it. Because of that, he started applying to jobs, and later on let me know he got accepted to be a field technician at redacted for privacy. He's moving jobs. I like Jake. Okay, Jake, we like that. I feel like he fucked up though. At one point, maybe. I don't know. He puts his 2 weeks in at his current job, and now he only has 1 week left until he starts. It's a field he's more interested in, has better pay, and obviously Amy won't be there. Overall, I'm currently happy and feel a lot better that he cut her off, and soon that her entire work environment is out of our lives. We've been talking about a lot of things since then: better communication, how we can enforce boundaries even when it's awkward. I know this update is going to make a lot of people displeased. No, I think you guys handled this very well, honestly. Most responses wanted me to end our relationship, but I'm happy with where things are going currently. Thank you again to everyone who responded, except the few who kept accusing me of overreacting. No, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. I think you guys worked it out like adults, and you figured it out, and he took the steps to really leave that situation when you weren't asking him to. He really put up those boundaries when Amy was just trying to get to just enter him, or I guess be entered by him, or whatever. Yeah, no, I think this is good. I think this is good. I'm glad you went about it the way you did, the way I would have told you to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I still have these little feelings that something may have happened, and maybe he just really regrets it and he's willing to leave now because he got caught maybe a little bit. I don't know. Like, why did you ever ask him about the texts that he may have deleted, or like what he did at their house or whatever? What do you guys think? I will move on to the next one. This one was really long. Found weird pictures in my boyfriend's iPad. Okay, I'm scared. It says, I went out of town for, I don't know, and my boyfriend stayed home because he had to work. I came back and thought he was acting a bit off, so I checked his pictures on his iPad that synced directly from his phone. Just went straight to the pictures. I feel like there's history here. In his recently deleted folder, oh no, I found pictures of my side of the bed, where my medication book and melatonin are, a picture of my desk, a picture of a printed out picture of my brother and I, along with a handwritten note that's on the fridge, and a picture of our dresser. This is weird. Immediately my true crime brain goes to like, he's gonna sell you, or like, well, I don't even understand, or like what, or like the house. Let's keep reading. We are not planning on moving or selling any of these items either. Okay, thank you for the clarification, thank God. I'm convinced that he took them so he could remember how everything looked before hiding them, because he invited someone over. My brain went to like black market, he's gonna cut out your kidney or something. I don't even know. But it's literally because to remember where things are. You're totally right. I actually 100% believe you. Oh my God. Am I overreacting? I don't want to say anything about him till I get a little clarity. I don't know, because what do you do? Hey, why do you have these deleted photos? It's like, why were you looking through those? Oh, fuck. This is tough. I'd just bring it up. I'd be like, listen, you're acting weird and I shouldn't have done this, but I did this. Like, why are there pictures of this? Like it, and I would be even, or maybe let him answer that. Be like, why are there pictures? See how he reacts. Cause that'll tell you, because how the fuck do you explain those photos other than like, oh, I was gonna sell the picture frame that the pictures were in. Honestly, wow, I could never come up with that explanation. Are there any other signs of someone being there? Seriously, like I feel like there's like history of this happening, or she's like experienced this before. I would think nothing of it. I would be like, oh, he just took pictures of stuff around the house, I guess. I don't really know. OP said the only reason I did was because it's all stuff of mine. That's what's weird. Like anything that could be left out where someone would question if a girl lived there. Oh, yeah. Because if a girl came over to visit, she'd be like, oh, you have a girlfriend. Like, obviously, there's this out. We just moved into our new place, so at a first glance, you wouldn't know for sure if there was a girl living here or not. My God, I'm fuming. My stomach went thunk. Again, you just need to bring it up casually, out of the blue, and see if he panics or scrambles. I agree. Just be like, hey, I noticed that, because it is weird. I can't really think of an alternative explanation, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. If he's able to answer calmly immediately when you ask with a sensible sounding alternative, then fair enough. Pay close attention to both what he says and how he says it. That's my advice. And if he immediately goes for why were you looking at through my stuff before answering the question, deflection. Absolutely. OP says, great advice, thank you. I have a feeling his only answer will be, why were you going through my stuff, unfortunately. But I'm gonna bring it up. That's why I would bring it up like, hey, I know I shouldn't be going through this, but honestly, I was just had this weird feeling and I looked through it and I saw these. So like, let me know. Cause then he can't be like, why were you going through? You explained why. So now there's none of that. Another comment said, why did his behavior immediately send you to his pictures? Thank you. We love context. Cause I'm like, has this happened before? OP said, I don't have access to his phone and no messages synced to the iPad. So I just figured I would look at what I could. He was being sneaky with his phone and just acting different overall. Another comment said he cheated, dump him. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this point. I wouldn't even bother. I mean, I would need to just for the tea. Another comment said, this is weird. My boyfriend's acting odd. I know, let me check his deleted pictures. Yeah, it's like she's done this before. So it's like, why did you immediately go there? Makes no sense. Pictures are weird, but the fact that you came up with that is insane. If nothing like this has ever happened before. I doubt he was hiding all your stuff and taking pictures to remember where it was. He probably knows where most of the stuff already goes. And if he did put something in the wrong place, he could just easily say, oh, I moved it. I thought it would be better here, literally anything. OP said, we've had issues with him cheating early on in the relationship. There you go, commenter. Jesus, he was displaying similar behavior then as well. I don't have access to his message. I believe you being like, I don't have access to anything, so I just looked at that. I think that's fair. So we have an update, so let's just read that. Next day. I was not overreacting. No, we all knew this. We know. I confronted him directly with the photos and asked him why he took them. He immediately said, why were you looking through my stuff? Deflection, disgrace. How did you know me? Where's that from? Disgrace. It's like a Disney movie or something. Does anybody know? It's not, the words aren't actually deflection. It's like this, that, that, this, that's gonna bug me. Please let me know in the comments. Please let me know. Curry, please don't take this out. I actually need to know. I'm gonna freak out. Okay, please. Thanks. Anyway, I told him I felt like he has been acting shady, so I decided to look. I asked to go through his phone and he just said, why? I told him that I needed to see it because I don't trust him. He got so weird saying I didn't need to see it and that I just need to relax. So I asked yet again, what is up with the pictures? And he literally did not know what to say. Yeah, because he did exactly what you think. Like he couldn't even come up with an explanation that made any sense himself. Then I asked if he brought someone home while I was gone and he said no, of course, and that I was being ridiculous. I again said that I needed to see his phone for proof of that and he refused. I debated asking my neighbor for his Ring doorbell footage from the time I was gone. Oh, please do that. Oh my God. And then post the video for us and see if there was a girl that went into my apartment, but I'm not going to waste my time. His reaction was all I needed to know and I was right. Should I have not gone through his things? Yes, but I did. Yes, and found out he was cheating on me. Also, yes. So thank you to everyone who gave me all their opinions. I really appreciate it. You followed your gut. You followed your gut. And I mean, yes, it could have led to him not doing anything and he was actually just selling picture frames or whatever, like a surprise party or I don't know. And I would have never come to that conclusion. So now I'm just like writing that down for like if a friend is ever like, I found pictures of my own home in my husband's phone of like weird things that are mine. I'd be like, that's what he's doing. Love getting educated by Reddit. No, I think you handled this really well. I think that's fine, you know? You followed your spidey senses. Comment says, this will end up being the best thing that has ever happened to you. I know that sounds weird wording it that way, but this has allowed you to be free of this relationship and build the life you've always dreamed of. Yeah, exactly. Comment says, we've had issues with him cheating early on in our relationship, quoting what she said. And then they said, no kids, no marriage, never go back. Yeah, I don't know. It takes a certain person to be able to go back to that. I think I could not do that personally, but some people can work through it, you know. Some people can work through it, and some people are just smooth talkers, the cheaters usually, you know, and they're just like, oh babe, it was a mistake, it was a one-time thing. Shut up, Todd, you fuck. Anyway, what do you guys think? Would you have assumed that? Did you assume that as soon as I said that he was taking pictures and stuff, or am I just like, I just live under a rock? But that's interesting. Has anybody else out there have a story like this, like where they caught their person doing something weird like that, and then they just something weird? I don't know, I'm just so curious. I love reading the comments, by the way. I read all of them, especially on this channel. Since there's not as many as my main channel, I read literally all of them, so I appreciate all of you guys a lot. I'll see you in the next one. All right,